Welcome to this morning's edition of Insights and Innovations. Sam and Beck send their apologies. They were unable to be here today. But today we're delighted to be joined by our lovely partners at Gumtree Group, who will lead our session on CAPI for the open web. So guiding us through this session are Jack Waters, Partnerships and Manager at Gumtree Group, and Roland Irwin, Head of Sales at AdFixus. So I'll pass over to Jake to take over.
Thanks, Nikki. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. And thanks to the IMAA for hosting these sessions. I'm a huge advocate for training and upskilling sessions like these in the industry. You know, the industry moves so quickly, it's important to stay up to date. Roland and I have presented this before, so rest assured you're in safe hands. We know what we're talking about. And I've joined my fair share of virtual calls and presentations in the past. So I'll aim to keep this informative and punchy. I know it does get hard to stay engaged, and especially when you've got a ton of work nagging at you to get to. So we'll move this forward with a bit of an overview of what we're going to get into. We're going to go through a bit of an intro to Gumtree Group and a quick mid-year update of products. Roland's going to take us through performance and addressability via AdFixus. I will take you through introducing Gumtree Group's Conversions API, and then a bit of an activation opportunity. It's a good visual way to kind of bring together everything Roland and I have spoken about. So let's jump into it. Let's get to the next slide. Gumtree Group, for those who have and have not worked with us, Gumtree Group consists of 3 platforms: Gumtree, Cars Guide, and Auto Trader, where we reach 1 in 4 Australians, generating billions of first-party data signals across more than $3 billion worth of monthly listings. They're pretty significant numbers. That's 1 in 4 Australians, which is massive, across $3 billion worth of listings, generating billions of intent signals. Next slide. And that's how we'll bring your brand, we'll make your brand part of Australians' everyday moment of life. Whether it's new parents searching for a pram, renters or buyers looking at a new house across our real estate section, small medium businesses looking for staff across our job section, or maybe tradies looking for tools and fleet vehicles. We see life as it happens, and we connect your brands to the right audiences at the right time. Next slide. All of these moments across these sections are leading people to find what's next. They come to us to search for their next sofa or their next caravan. They're seeking information and answers to questions like whether to buy a hybrid or electric car, or how much a near new Dyson vacuum cleaner is. And they're also selling those unwanted Christmas presents, unwanted items to fund their next big spend, the things that they really, really want. So our audiences are really full of intent and spending quite a lot of time across our site. Let's go to the next slide. We know the value of our audience and audience first planning. And because of that, we're constantly generating insights from our audiences. We're really looking at what they're doing and making sure that we're providing value for our clients. We have a monthly engaged audience of 5.5 million. That's 100 million monthly page views. Massive, almost inconceivable numbers. But what's most important for our audiences is that they stay on our site and return to our site often, creating huge opportunities for branding. That's an average of 18 pages per person as they browse, and 13 minutes average time on site. So again, huge opportunities there for brands to be in view. I'll just quickly give you a little mid-year update. We're always working, we've got a product and tech team, they're always working tirelessly to keep our sites fresh, engaging, and most importantly, safe. So we'll jump through a couple of things. To kick things off, we're excited to officially launch Gumtree Pay, continuing in our efforts to be safe and trusted transactional marketplace. We've got a short little video here that'll take you through how it works for our buyers and sellers. No audio. Sam, do you want to, sorry. jump back. Sorry, gang. It wouldn't be a digital presentation if there wasn't some sort of tech issues. There always is.
Introducing Gumtree Pay.
There we go.
Now you can pay and accept payments from your favorite payment providers. It's simple to use, safe, and secure. There's no more need for stopping at an ATM or carrying cash around. Best of all, it only takes a few clicks. If you're a seller, simply click the Request Payment button in the Gumtree chat box. Then input the agreed amount. The first time you use Gumtree Pay, you'll need to verify your account with a couple of simple steps. Now that you are set up with Gumtree Pay, your buyer will get a notification that they can pay for the item via their preferred payment method. Lastly, complete your account setup by verifying your ID and bank details to ensure you get paid. It's just a one-time step. You can update your Gumtree Pay details at any time. If you're a buyer, you must tell the seller that you want to pay with Gumtree Pay. You'll get messaged the agreed price. Always inspect the item before agreeing to pay. Choose your preferred payment method. You're done. Paying with Gumtree Pay is easy peasy.
Nice. Thanks, Sam. Got through that one. Yeah, so together with Gumtree Pay, we've also launched Gumtree Protect. We're very serious about safety at Gumtree Group, and we have a team of engineers creating tools to protect our users, as well as a dedicated customer service team who moderate all our listings and respond to requests. So that's real human interactions when you're searching for solutions. Items that we've introduced, such as bank-grade technology to help tackle scammers, two-factor authentication on significant actions, and around-the-clock monitoring of ads. Next slide. Thank you. This one I've been taking a lot of advantage of and speaking about a lot this year. Last year, we announced our partnership with Homely, a direct competitor of REA, which has seen a huge 59% increase of page views across our real estate section. It's currently being utilized by brands to reach audiences that are switching utility providers, insurance providers, banking and finance, along with furniture and bedding. So again, a massive opportunity there to reach a large breadth of Australians. Enough about us and updates. I will pass you over to Roland, who's going to take you through AdFixus.
Thank you all, and thank you, Jake. AdFixus in this arrangement is the technology provider behind this, or what you're really buying into, and where the real interest here is around the performance and that breadth and depth of audience you find across the Gumtree network. We'll go on through this and tell you how it works, but essentially AdFixus here is the independent technology provider to link up and synchronize this to make sure everything happens in real time and in a true first-party means. Just go to the next one, please, Sam. We've all seen this before. It's 100 years old, but the problem is we've never actually solved it, right? Is we don't really know the performance of a lot of our campaigns. This has been fixed and worked on over time, but as things like third-party cookies and privacy legislation has changed, we've lost visibility again about where that money is being spent and where that performance is happening for our campaigns. And as we know from different marketing stacks, on the next one, that performance marketing is increasing across every single bit of research we can find. Budgets realistically are not growing, or they're growing marginally, but the performance that's been required and being drawn out of those campaigns from your customers is getting increased and increased. So you have to do more with less is kind of the call out. And to do more with less, you want to see what is happening, where the performance is, so where to make your bets and where to get those kind of reports to actually prove that is what is working. That's what we're bringing here with this partnership, is the ability to track, run, leverage your audience, unknown and known, across your clients' websites and get better performance from your campaigns by investing in that audience that's sitting across the Gumtree network. Go to the next one. Even the other day, there's another one that came out from the CMO magazine, CMO survey, saying exactly the same thing, right? I'm sure you're seeing these across your customers. Every single one that I'm speaking to at the moment is, we need to understand what's happening. We need clarity. Budgets aren't going up, but we want more. right? So this is what we're trying to address here. Next one. The problem with all that, though, is that performance marketing is also increasing. So the variability and the open marketplace that happens around CPCs on Google and Bing and also onto social media channels is the cost is going higher and higher. You might have been using things like CAPI from other solutions, but the ability there is going up through that kind of performance, and the way that that market runs is the prices are going up and up. So the movement there is even more challenging. Plus, they can't do things across unknown audiences as well. And as I said before, that ability to connect is gone. So with things like legislation changes, we've kind of looked halfway through the first tranche we've got running in Australia, but there's likely to be more. We will end up in some kind of consented audience, probably by the end of the year, the way that I'm hearing and seeing. But also that deprecation of third-party cookies is really coming soon. In Australia, we are seeing almost all of our customers have pretty much a 50-50 split against Chrome and non-Chrome. So even though Chrome has decided to go back on what they were saying previously, or Google has decided to go back on what they said previously, it's still 50% of the audience. The other thing we've learned from all of our customers is you can't do Chrome and double it, right? The behavior and the engagement and the purchase cycle and purchase intent and what people are looking for from a non-Chrome or iOS-based or Safari-based browser is very different, right? So yes, third-party cookies went through the tracks. The new version of Safari that's coming in iOS 26, as they're calling it now, which is the next update that's coming, is going to go even further. And they're restricting a lot more. So everything in their privacy-safe browser today will be the new default come in, I think it's September when the new iOS gets rolled out, making it even more restricted about what you're doing in an iOS. So half your audience is getting even more restricted in what they're doing. How AdFixus fix this is we are deploying a true first-party cookie on your client's domain, and that comes from their infrastructure. So it is a true first-party. If you read any of the browser technology, it says as long as you deploy a true first-party cookie on your client's domain from their infrastructure, it is their data to own, it is their infrastructure to own, and therefore it's very viable. We have the capabilities to join that up with publishers like Gumtree, enabling you to run new marketing. Actually, what you could do previously in a third-party world, but now doing that in a privacy-safe manner through a true first-party manner. And we'll get to that as well. Go to the next one. You've all seen this out here. Everyone's going CAPI, CAPI, CAPI. I've seen on a bunch of panels. I've seen a bunch of panels as well. Everyone's just like deploy, deploy, deploy. The problem with all those social channels, it is still only the known audience. So if you have a bunch of your customers that are not having a high authentication rate, you're missing a whole bunch. If you're talking about retail, if you're talking about automotive, if you're talking about people trying to do net new acquisition, not trying to remarket to the people already they have on their platform, you're missing out on a big bucket of people. That's what we bring. Because it is true first party, it's cookie to cookie, we can actually synchronize up both their known and their unknown audience as well. That's where the big opportunity lies. So if anyone has a large unauthenticated audience, the ability there to link that up into some new marketing activities is what we really want to present today and where this partnership is formed. Next one. But as I said here, it's really bringing together that wider view. So I'd like to call it total audience or a higher audience match you'd get elsewhere. But the ability to match these two together is where really the opportunity lies, but also report on it, right? So when you actually run a report, you can actually see the way that things are performing across Safari, half your audience, and across Chrome with a single ID is what we're trying to push into market and where we're seeing some great success. Next one. And it's not just the bottom of the funnel, it's all the way through as well. You can match your audience to build out a segment. You can then run, as you run that campaign, as people are engaging from Gumtree across to your website, you're building up that audience pool and you can remarket to those people as they're going through that consideration set. As people get further along, Jake will go through a couple of use cases in a second, but the idea here, you can do sequential messaging as well. And all the way through down to action or when a conversion is performed, the ability to also then suppress against that person, reduce media wastage, and then bring back the reporting and get the proper attribution report of your dollar spent on the Gumtree platform through all of those means. And you can do all of them at the same time, the way that you actually just run your different marketing and campaign side of things. the ability to get $1 spent equals positive ROI is where we'll actually bring those reports to you, so you can actually see all of those dollars and where they're going across your organization, or in this instance, your client's organization. Next one. The big thing we're seeing here is ROI is the key. So the ability, the visibility, the idea that you can actually see where your money is being spent through better targeting, better utilization of clients' data into the Gumtree audience. Those deeper relationships, we're seeing deeper and firmer relationships happen between agencies, clients, and into publishers, because they get increased trust and transparency. They understand the privacy side of things and the way that those data is being shared and utilized to get the better outcomes. And then personalization as well. As we said, sequential messaging. As someone starts on a broad-based brand campaign and dives down into a particular product, you can personalize that experience and personalize the advertising to them, so you can actually drive them through the conversion funnel, so you can get that outcome, and then the campaign if it's coming from the bottom as well. Next one. Jake's going to come back in now and kind of bring that to life. We've kind of brought out a couple of storyboards here to try and bring it back to life, so you guys can actually get a visual representation of how we think it's going to look.
Thanks, Roland. So over the last few years, we've all seen, I come from a programmatic planning and activations background, and I definitely saw post-COVID clients really upskilling on what they were doing with their data, how they were buying data across the internet, and really what they wanted to do next. And we really did see, as Roland mentioned, a shift towards performance marketing. This is giving the ability to bring that full circle marketing into play and allow you to have conversations with your clients about their own data and what they're doing with that data, how we can create more bespoke audiences, how we can create things like sequential messaging, as Roland mentioned. And then also it'll allow you the ability to report on how well this has all come together, to give that full funnel reporting. Really, my goal here is just to lay out a few breadcrumbs for you to pick up and then have these conversations with your clients. I know that can be hard to lead sometimes, but we all need to stand back every now and again and say it is our job to give the information to clients and help them reach that point of view. So here, really, via an integration with AdFixus, Gumtree aims to create a bridge for your clients and enable precise audience targeting, improve ad performance, and enhance measurement. We'll identify audiences by creating a single ID, match Gumtree first-party data audiences with unknown audiences, just as Roland mentioned, that have visited your client's sites, and allow your clients to seamlessly share anonymous conversion events, which I'll go through in a minute what that actually looks like. Next slide, please, Sam. Through precise audience targeting, we can improve ad performance and enhance measurement. We're able to match clients' data with our audiences to reach active consumers as they're in the moment, segment audiences to deliver personalized messages as they browse, exclude audiences to explicitly target new and untapped customers, and model lookalike audiences to reach those most likely to convert. So these are all real-time optimizations that we'll be able to make between your client's data and our own first-party data audiences. Next slide, please, Sam. All of these features aim to improve ad performance, yes, but also increase ROI and allow for more in-depth reporting. The AdFixus integration with us will bring back access to audiences across all browsers. Currently, I think Roland mentioned a big thing across the walled gardens is really the ability to do that full funnel, full circle reporting. This is bringing that back in to the open web and allow for real-time optimizations. Next slide. I know in this industry, we're always looking for additional ways to report on campaign efficacy. It's very big. I've heard more and more from clients that are really looking at the pennies and really looking at that fine line of reporting. So this will bring back full funnel dimension to your reporting, moving beyond impressions, clicks, and CTR. We're able to look more closely at conversions with real-time attribution and conversion tracking. It'll provide further insights into campaign success and really allow you to shine a light on the success that your planning and campaign activations are bringing to your clients. So what does all of this talking between Roland and myself look like in the real world? I think these next couple of slides give you a visual representation of really what this would look like. So through this partnership, you'll be able to close, as I mentioned, the conversion loop for your clients, whilst also creating real-time optimizations based on those conversions. That means brands will be able to share via AdFixus when an audience has landed on their site, clicked on buy now, book a test drive, download a brochure, etc., whatever the conversion KPI may be. And that allows us to optimize the campaign towards delivery and boost ROI. Next slide, please. Here we can see what an audience journey would look like and how aligning conversion data with our first-party data allows for a multitude of optimizations in real time. Creating inclusion or exclusion audiences. Here we can see audiences are researching Volkswagen on Volkswagen site. Then they head to Cars Guide to research, maybe look up some articles on that specific model, see some reviews, etc. And then whilst they're doing that, they're served a Volkswagen ad on the Cars Guide site. They pop back over to Volkswagen. And then later on, the same audience might be searching across Gumtree cars, looking at used cars, seeing what the price difference is between a used car and a brand new car. Again, they're served a Volkswagen ad, head back to Volkswagen, and they complete that conversion event. When that happens, we have the real-time ability to then exclude that audience from future targeting. That's going to increase your ROI and decrease media wastage, making for a much more successful campaign. Next. Something else that this allows you to do is to include sequential messaging. So we can create a list of events that your client might have identified as important. And then as the audiences move through this process, we can start serving them lower and lower funnel creatives. So a top funnel branding creative to get them interested. They might click on site, browse around, but not actually get to any conversion event. Then they might be back on Cars Guide searching around, and we can serve them a secondary message with more of a prompt to head back to the site. You know, maybe it might be a price point prompt. It might be something just like view offers or run out messaging, and head back to the site. And then again, we can serve them a lower funnel conversion message. Sorry, that might be something like, you know, limited time offer, something like that. So really creating more of a push of these audiences from top funnel down to lower funnel. Next one. This also allows us to create lookalike audiences, producing more scale. And again, I think over the last little while, with such a focus on performance marketing, often clients don't realize they're just marketing to audiences that are already considering their brand or already aware of their brand. What they're not reaching is future brands, future brand intenders. So they're not really building that brand love. This will really allow us to take those audiences already, already looking through their site, already quite keen on the product, scale that out and build those future brand love, bring audiences back into the funnel or introduce this product to them. They might not even be considering it. And then we begin that process of driving them down that funnel towards conversion. I hope that all of our talking, I hope that some of that has landed with you. Like I said earlier, really our goal here is just to lay out a couple of breadcrumbs for consideration, put you in the position to have conversations like this with your client. I know a lot of clients are not really aware of the value of their own first-party data or what they're going to do with it. But this kind of puts you in the position to say, hey, what are your future goals for this? Do you realize what we can do? There's some really great options in market now to integrate your data with publishers and create more bespoke targeting, again, it gives you the option to discuss with your clients how you can bring a better return on investment for them. If there's any questions, please feel free to jump in, ask myself and Roland. I know it's a bit intimidating on these kind of things to jump in and talk, but do feel free to ask anything.
Any questions? As usual, we probably don't receive too many on the call, but if anyone has any questions post this, you can also reach out to the staff at the IMAA and we can filter it through to the guys at Gumtree. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us this morning, and a special thank you to Jake and Roland for just unpacking the potential of CAPI. Just if everyone can just remember all of the events that the IMAA have got happening this month and to RSVP. Hope everyone has a really great week, and we will be housing this. Oh, yes.
I did see a couple of questions come through.
Oh, sorry. Has anyone got any questions?
Sebastian's asked, is it available only via managed service or programmatic guaranteed? The AdFixus integration is actually one between your clients and AdFixus. So they'll be linking in with Roland. You would essentially set up a conversation with Roland and your client to integrate. And with us, it would be direct or programmatic planning, both available. We just introduce that into the plan, and there is a slight loading CPM. It's very low. And then we collect the data in the back end. I would work with Roland on what that looks like. So your clients would discuss with Roland their goals, and then Roland and I would discuss how we're going to integrate the data and create, let's say, bespoke audiences or, inclusion exclusion lists or sequential messaging. I hope that answers your question, Sebastian. Any other questions? If you don't want to talk, you can just type them in and we'll quickly answer them. But yeah.
Any more? We'll just give it a couple of seconds. Nope.
No problem.
Perfect. Okay. Again, thank you very much for everyone. Please reach out to us or the team. And just don't forget, if you have a second, just to do our little Slido survey. That would be great. And thank you again to the Gumtree group. We'll all catch up with you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, everyone.